Operator error.
Okay.
All right, we'll call the meeting to order. Pledge of allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all for coming tonight. This is a February BZA and Planning Commission meeting. Did everybody get their minutes?
Yes.
Any questions about the minutes? Can I get a motion for approval on the minutes?
I'll make the motion.
And a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I'll tell you what, have you got questions tonight? Is that what you're just here to observe?
I wasn't sure if I needed to be here.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, because if you're here just for questions or something, we'll get you done so you don't have to sit through the rest of this nightmare. But
All right.
but if you've got a few things you want to go over, you're welcome to.
I think he just took care of you.
Took care of you?
Question
All right.
I had.
Well, I mean, you're welcome to stay. I just know how sometimes it's like, oh.
All right. Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Talk to you soon.
And we'll see you next month.
All right.
Okay, apparently everybody's not here because they know we got to elect officers for the year. We couldn't do it in January, so we're going to try to do it tonight. So we need to have a president, secretary, and vice president of the three councils. Here recently we've been running, everybody does it all. I don't know if we continue to do that or not. I'm going to ask, I'd like to find somebody else to take presidency over just because I've got a lot of things going on, if there's anybody that would like to do that. I don't mind helping in any other fashion. I've just got a lot going on. Do we have any nominations? Don't all jump at once.
We could just switch, Rob.
I would like to nominate Nick for president. Okay, listen. All in favor? Don't move fast enough. No. And I'll be glad to help on the board. I don't have a problem with that. I've just got a lot of things going on. I've got to get some stuff done. And my wife is on me about having so many board meetings. And I realize with this project coming on with the planning book and stuff, we're going to have a lot of time in that, but that's part of it. So I have Nick Davis for president. Do I have any other nominations?
Nominate Nick for vice president.
Who? Nick.
If you disagree with the president, the vice president can step in and take over, right?
You seconded the nomination, though. Is that Cindy for
Yes.
Nick as the chair?
I hope you guys don't mind hitting rocky ground.
Do I have a nomination for vice president?
I'll nominate Rob.
Okay. Do we have a second?
I'll second that, yeah.
Okay. And I need a nomination for the secretary, recorder.
You want to keep doing it, Doug? All right.
Sure.
I'll nominate
Are you a glutton for
I'll
punishment?
second Doug.
Nick will second that. Okay, so we have Nick Davis for president, Rob Miranda for vice president, and Doug Bignell for secretary, recorder, whatever. I don't know exactly. I guess secretary. Secretary is the right answer. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Boy, I didn't figure there'd be opposition to that one. Okay, that motion's carried. Is there a reason to have two separate elections, Doug, that you know of?
Because the Board of Zoning Appeals is
Separate.
a complete separate
Separate.
entity.
Yes, because you're not on the appeals
I am
board.
not on the Board of Zoning Appeals.
Okay.
Neither is Steve, neither is Otis, neither is Cindy, so.
So we
you
can even
don't
hold
have-
that one
You are
tonight.
the only two
There tonight.
people that have been part of both.
Right, okay, because it's,
And, which is, you don't have to be, or
No.
both. But,
And I can,
We could vote to
The-
keep it the same, right?
the other question, I don't know, with Brad being elected
I-
township trustee, if is he gonna step
I got a
down
feeling
from
he's
BZA,
probably
or
gonna
is he
step down.
continue? Which, that's one of the struggles in town is
Right.
finding enough volunteers to do things.
because it's really me, Brad, Eric, and Nick.
Jim, oh, you call it.
Jim, yeah, Jimmy. Yeah.
Yeah, so, and, I mean, we had, my neighbor, but then
Right.
she moved out of town, so she's not able to be part, but,
Need to get Bob.
I know Diana,
I could
who's
get-
also on the library board, she has stated she's willing to serve in a capacity on another board if we wanna contact her
Okay.
and see if she'll be on the BZA.
Bob Knaus is also, he's the owner of Car Culture,
Oh, okay.
and he's made an interest. So maybe that's a good place to get Bob started
Sure,
in helping.
yeah.
He doesn't live in town, but he does own a business and building, and
Right, you
So
have to
that-
own property in town,
right,
that's
yeah,
all, so
yeah.
you don't have to live here, but.
I will.
I'll inform him he's on.
You inform him he's on. We'll talk to Bob tomorrow.
Yeah, so then, at the next opportunity for you to get your quorum of BZA members here, you would then
Right.
establish your own officers for that group. I don't mind taking notes for both.
I appreciate that.
Because.
Yeah, you're
it
here.
doesn't- So you don't necessarily have to
Have
have
a
your own
secretary.
secretary if you don't want.
Right.
If you don't like my note taking, you can have your own.
You do a
You're
fabulous
taking his
job.
back. You wouldn't read mine.
It's a 5-member board and.
We've only got 4 currently listed, but we need 2
Right,
more.
so-
So if you could get the gal off the
Yeah, Diana, what's her last name? I'll contact her. I have her email
okay.
from when I got involved at the library board, so.
Because next month we do need to, because
Yeah,
with
next
the
month
shorts,
we're
we're
gonna
gonna have some
At least 3
appeals
variances, right?
to shorts.
Okay,
Can I have the information on
so,
We'll have it here shortly. That was why the shorts were here. Shorts and you said Hoffman, yeah. That's the one on the, yeah, I haven't had a chance to
so
go
we do
through
have
that.
3. You're gonna have 3? Roy Short?
No,
Is
Daryl.
Next month? Or
Well,
Daryl?
no, they just have permits.
Merits, they don't need a variance? Okay. So just Hoffman and.
Daryl Shorts, yeah.
Alright.
So we just got the 2, but we need a quorum
Yeah,
here
we need
next
a
month
quorum to do
to
that.
do that, so.
And I know, Dwayne Lane has contacted you about moving forward on some of his stuff, so he might
You
eventually
might need some more, right.
stuff with his property,
Right.
so we definitely, wanna get,
We need to get
That
back,
up and
stacked back
running.
up, yeah,
yeah, so.
okay. Well, we'll talk to Bob if you wanna try to contact Diane, and maybe we can get a full committee there again, that would be fabulous. You wanna run the rest of the meeting, or you want me to go ahead and finish this one up?
You might as well finish it up.
All right. So, make some notes here. We've been contacted by our people for our plan book. We're gonna have a little meeting Thursday. If you can come, it's at 3 p.m. here, I take it.
Yes.
Just kind of a kickoff meeting with Structure Point, American Structure Point, to talk about how we're gonna go forward and those kinds of things. If you can be here, great. If not, it's just a kickoff meeting to get started, start conversations. And then we have, if I can pull this up without messing this up, they submitted another drawing for us to look at for our parking lot. As you can see, there are 2 entrances off of Michigan Street, and it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So it looks like the little
About
restrooms right there by that
23.
walk entrance.
Yeah, about 23 parking spots there.
That would help tremendously.
Yeah, so, that's where we need one of those restroom things you just,
Well, yeah, I know.
so apparently some of those portable restrooms came up for, or those set in
They're
place restaurants.
self-contained restrooms.
Self-contained restrooms came up for sale at Freegies over the weekend.
I bid on them.
Did you?
I just didn't take them. I know how, what I found out, there's one that was really big, that had a shower in it, and that was the more expensive of the three. One was just a single restroom, single door, and the other one was a dual restroom split in the middle, so it had men's and women's, basically is how they had it split. But the one with the shower new was only $8,500.
Was it in
And
the back? 'Cause Jeff and I stopped in there.
They were backed by the Connex containers.
Oh, we didn't go that
They
way.
looked like shipping containers sitting there, but they were.
Oh, that's what we thought they were. Okay.
They built them on a shipping container base, I think, is what it looked like. Structurally, they're made to move. But if you poured a slab, they're already plumbed, everything. They take 110 for power, so it wouldn't take much to put a little heater in there. The only thing I noticed about it that might make it a little difficult is if we went with one of those, the way the plumbing is, it comes into the back. It's made to be mobile, so you would set it like at a job site where there's a sewer drop, and then you just elbow right into the sewer drop and tap your water in. But you could build a backside, so when you set that building down, you'd have your water heater and everything right there.
I just thought it was interesting they had some
But
come
you
in.
could get,
that,
I think
know,
you could get
might
the
be something to
dual
watch
restroom
for.
one for, I think he was saying $7,000.
So,
So I didn't think for, and they looked they
Yeah,
weren't
that's
cheap.
great, because the ones
fixtures.
I priced online when we first started looking at this were anywhere between 40 to 60,000
Yeah.
for a modular thing that would, be basically built to your specs. But that,
well, even if it was a short term, while we're doing the parking lot or something, and we got one of those to short term set it in place till we got something nicer or whatever.
Well,
I
see,
mean, if
it'd
it's a
be-
nice
for
facility.
that kind of money, you could almost just build around it, too.
That's true.
If you wanted to, put a roof on it and like a little overhang.
'Cause
and
it's a
stuff,
flat
it's already
roof deal.
plumbed. Everything is there.
I mean, it was a box.
Yep, it's a square box.
It's a square
It looks
box.
like a shipping container.
Yeah. So,
And nicer walls, but I mean, it's.
But you went inside.
Oh yeah, I was all
So
over 'em.
inside it doesn't.
Oh, inside it was like a really nice bathroom in your home.
Right,
Oh,
because
wow.
we went to the home show, and that's what the home show was this year, was a shipping container home. On the inside, other than the differences between the way the wall meets the ceiling, you felt like you were in a home.
Oh yeah, this was like
So
walking
it was
in.
nice, yeah, it was surprisingly nice. That is an amazing price for
Hmm.
2 restrooms.
And if we get that far on that, I can get the information. I know where to get them
and
or
the
who to contact to get the
dimensions-
information.
The dimensions of it?
We put 3 of them on a rollback, 21 feet. We put all 3 boxes on a 21-foot deck rollback.
Wow.
So they're less than, I don't know the dual stall one would be ADA compliant. I know the one that was a single stall was ADA compliant because it had handrails and stuff in it.
so they're
So, I
not-
mean, if you
they're
go with a
6
single-
to 8 foot apiece.
Yeah, they're probably, how wide's that bed? That bed was a 102 wide bed.
Yeah. So you're.
So
over.
they're just under that as far as width, and then length.
You didn't
All
hang-
3 of them took up the
You didn't
21
hang
feet.
over.
No, all 3 of them took up the 21 feet. So
So that's.
but
Oh,
they
just-
were really well built. I mean, they were made to be mobile. So I mean, they're sturdy. The fixtures seemed solid. It wasn't like they were just put together. I know they're going to be put on a trailer for mobile restrooms, portable restrooms. I know that's where they're going. So the guy's going to mount them on a trailer, put a flat tank underneath them, and a tank in between to hold the clean water for them.
Do you think that, you're close enough friends with the Freegies to get like a notification on, hey, the next time you get,
Tommy, or TJ goes to St. Church, my wife goes to.
I was gonna say I can make a phone call
I didn't
too.
know if that,
Yeah, I can make a phone
I
call
know
and
they-
find out.
Yeah.
pal around together sometimes, but.
Yeah,
you know,
just
if you-
whatever it
like,
takes.
you notify you, hey, we got some more of these bathrooms in, just something to,
Yeah, we get a 3G donated restroom.
I don't think they
just put
own
their name
them.
On the side of it.
They were
I don't believe they owned them.
You don't think they owned them? Okay.
No, I think they were just selling them, but
Yeah.
they acted like they could get more. I can make a phone call and find
Okay.
out. I know them real well.
But that would be just something it was just shocking that they came up. You know, it's kind of one of those things. When he was telling me about them, I'm like, man, that's just perfect. We need one. And I was like, why didn't you buy one? He says, I couldn't. I said, the guy that was with bought all of them.
Well, I bid them up, and then I thought, well, we don't really need them that bad, and of course he had other plans, so
Yeah.
he started bidding after I quit bidding.
And deeper pockets.
Yes, much deeper.
So
Did they give a price estimate, roughly, for that kind of a lot?
I have not gotten one from him yet. I mean, when we talked to him today, he said he could kind of give us some rough figures, but till we have a plan, it's hard to give us. I mean, last month they had, you know, the entrance on Michigan and exit on Iowa, so then we asked them to redo it so that, because we didn't want to have to mess with permits with the state of Indiana.
Is this one cheaper than the horseshoe one that he talked about, where both entrances
That's-
are on?
that's
I can't,
no, they're both entrances are on Michigan. It's a horseshoe.
okay.
It's still a horseshoe. But now
It's
the
different than the one I saw the last time, but I'm not,
yes.
this is not my forte, so.
But now he's got the center of the horseshoe. With the open spot is now parking spaces instead of a
Okay.
island. Because I think the original plan had an island in it.
That's what,
Yeah, I
what.
think
Yeah.
the
So
parking
we're
spots are
gaining
better.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that.
He's
we're gaining
got-
3 or 4 spots there.
He's put the bathroom in the corner here,
Okay,
and then he has a little, I guess a little slab of concrete with a sidewalk connecting this sidewalk, and then a handicap parking space here, and then just other regular parking spaces, and then some green
yes.
buffer areas. But he's got a separation between the two drives,
So he just provided us more parking by not doing the island, that's what the major
Right.
change, so it should be cheaper then, right?
Still got asphalt.
Yeah, asphalt's
You got asphalt.
like $19 a square foot now. So-
By the time you get a base coat and then a top coat, you're gonna be
Well, we will never be doing that to our parking lot then, if that's what it's at.
well. It's yeah.
The good news is your parking lot's got the base, so
Yeah.
it wouldn't be as expensive to put the asphalt on top.
But, so that, you know, kind of
Yeah, it's nice.
a nice little mock-up there. He's got, you know, the, like, green space, bushes and stuff, and then obviously you'd have some greenery, grass or something, I don't know, around those areas, but then that'd be asphalt and then the painted lines for
Yeah,
this. There would be, I'm assuming this is a concrete or a curb.
It's probably a wheelchair type ramp to go up to the bathroom,
That's
sidewalk
Oh,
type,
yeah.
ramp
Yeah,
up.
I'm assuming where the diagonal lines here probably is a,
wheelchair access. Yeah.
yeah.
And we need a place for bicycle racks if they do that, but that's minor detail.
Even if we took a parking place and put a rack in it.
Well, I just
Well-
meant you've got grass right there.
Yeah, you got grass there. Yeah.
Be perfect
Yeah,
for
this
bicycle
space
racks.
here is, you know, our property also to do things with that.
That would be an interesting. I mean, I don't know what kind of. I guess it'd be interesting to know what the dimensions are of everything. To almost to the point to go out there with a measuring wheel, and drive some stakes in the ground, get a visual aspect of everything.
I've
And
been trying to get our town manager to buy a measuring wheel.
I got one if you need it. I do. I've got one.
Yeah, we were just talking about it today, cause we found out Delmar Lane is not in our inventory for streets. So, I mean, how long ago was Delmar
Oh yeah,
put
that's
in?
been a couple of
And
years
so
ago.
we need
4
to
or
add
5.
that, so we need to go out and measure it,
Hmm.
and tell the Department of Transportation, yeah, this is
We
our
gained
street,
this much street. Yeah.
and we have to add it to our inventory. We're probably gonna wait until they pave Illinois, and then just
Yeah,
add
do it
both
all
of them
of it.
together, but, they don't know about Delmar Street as far as the Department of Transportation goes, so.
Sure. You're welcome to use mine. I'll bring it in the shop if you wanna use it.
Well, I said we can get one at Harbor Freight.
Yeah, but that won't be right. It'll be 12 or 14 inches. Every foot we'll get shorted. No, I'm just kidding.
When are they supposed to pave
Shots
that?
fired. Doesn't like Harbor Freight.
No, I buy stuff there, but I don't buy measuring devices there. I'm just really leery of that.
When is Dwayne supposed to pave that? Later this summer, or? Because I seen he's got the doubles built. I just curious
I mean,
if you knew.
Citywide Paving's gonna contact us when they feel the weather is appropriate for doing all of the, I mean, since
Yeah.
it's not just the asphalt, it's all
right.
three layers.
Usually
What's
it's
the-
3 layer
so
base,
there's the,
base of the
base,
binder,
there's
and then a top coat.
right, so Citywide Paving's kind of, they know, that it's their turn, but the last time Charlie talked to us, he said, I'll watch the weather and I'll contact you and say, okay, here's.
Yeah,
when
they're
it's
just waiting
time
on
to
the
do it."
weather.
Cause they're gonna do both Illinois and Pennsylvania at the same time.
Well, I'm sure if they're waiting on weather, because if they got some base to put in, they want to roll it and compact it, and the ground's got to be. Yeah.
Right, well, and he said also that, a lot of the, yards that produce the stuff shut down in the winter
Right.
anyway,
They're not
so
fired up till
they
March
don't-
usually. Yeah.
when they get ready to go, they'll contact us and.
Okay. All right. Anybody got anything else?
So, with regards to communication to banning for the next steps on this parking lot, is this a plan that we feel we want, or actually, I guess before doing that, the next step would be going to the town council and saying,
Hey,
planning commission would like this plan
right.
or not? Is this something that we wanna take to that next step and say, hey, town council, can you approve this so we can have Banning start working on the
Engineering work.
the engineering part of it? Or not? Do we wanna,
I mean, I like it. I don't know what everybody else thinks, but I think
Ideas.
it's a pretty functional.
I like it.
I like the fact that we don't have a big island in the middle of it.
I do too.
That if we need to get something in there and come around, it's not,
Makes it easier for plowing.
it does. It makes it a lot easier for plowing. You're right.
And if they don't put the little island at the end, they just make it paint stripes. Then it really,
Plows out.
that's a complete open space, so you don't have to
Plow out.
worry about whoever's driving the plow truck hitting it
And
tearing the plow off.
well, knocking the curb out because it'll be
Oh,
it'll be
yeah.
6-inch curb and it'll be over here wherever they plow
No,
to.
you won't knock it out. I got pictures of an F-550 hitting one. I really do.
what?
And burying itself, yeah.
I'm just telling you from experience at a Walmart that we bought 200 linear feet of curbing because we hit it with the plow trucks and never knew it was there.
Wow.
And insurance got to buy two. We rolled that stuff up like a sidewalk.
Was it concrete?
Yeah. Because what happened is they didn't step it and layer over it. It was just basically at the end. And we thought the asphalt went further. And we come in there with a 450 truck. And it was kind of a slushy, heavy snow. And once we started hitting that, boy, it just peeled like a daggone. We didn't know it. And it wasn't painted or nothing. We didn't know it till spring, till it melted off. And then I got a nasty call from the Walmart. You tore up our, we didn't know it was there. So I mean, it can happen. And I know a guy that took the stop sign out at the post office one day. Lance Mitchell's not here to mention it, so I'll mention it myself. The spring reset on the
Well,
plow.
I know at the hospital, they put those
Yeah, stakes up.
fiberglass
Yeah.
markers.
And it
in
helps,
there.
it does, but it's just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just be
What-
one less
what
optimal.
benefit does that serve other than potentially getting in the way for plowing? That's what I don't.
I mean, I don't know if it's just a
Backing up.
barrier to keep somebody from,
So if you're backing out of that
Running into all
space,
those
you don't hit the
people.
car that's sitting sideways.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
And traffic flow, but that's such a small parking lot. I personally don't think you need to worry
Yeah,
about
I'd almost rather just make a big oval with white paint and stripe it good and,
Although, if all these other spaces are full and that's not there, somebody with a dually pickup truck decide, hey, I'll just,
Well, that's where
That'd
you
be a
have
good
your
place to put
local
the bike
towing.
rack.
That's where you have your local towing company come in.
local towing company come in.
I mean, technically, that's what you'd have to do to enforce it.
thinking about the future.
You must watch
Conflict of
parking
interest.
No, I'm just saying.
2 minutes later, he's gone.
I'm
Big
just
sign
saying, you can't
posted.
park in a fire lane. You can't park
He'll put
on.
himself a ring camera placed in the parking lot.
They'll be coming to Cindy to rent 6 square inches to hang it on the building.
Hey, listen, you don't have to have a sign. Signs are only courtesy.
Signs are only courtesy. Huh?
That's right. You do not.
But that
have to
might
have
be a good
sign.
place to put a bicycle rack.
Yep.
And then in the wintertime, you can unbolt it or, just take it
Just
off.
move it.
Move it so you can
I wouldn't
plow.
bolt it, so that way if somebody bumps into it, it would slide.
It slides, but you could move it that way that.
Or they'll pick it up and move it down to the park like they did with the one from the school.
Oh, I had.
It's still down there? Yeah.
Maybe
We
not.
just had this bike rack show up down at the park and it's like, I think it came from the school.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
Put some
goodness.
tractor
Somebody
lights on
carry
it, they
it
won't
down.
pick it up.
That's
Alright,
only in
So-
Clayton.
so if Pete talks to the town council on Thursday, this group has said, this is the design we're happy with.
Yeah. I
I
think
would
that's.
like to present, like this versus just a standard gravel lot, like when it comes down to price differentials too, to see like what the price is. I know it's kind of a change of things, but if that's gonna end up being a $70,000-$80,000 thing, is the town would be more willing to?
Well, I think the idea behind this is where we want to get to. It's not necessarily what we're going to do tomorrow, if that makes any sense. But what it can allow us to do is stake it out, start getting gravel down and parking on it, which will roll our base out and help us. And then long term, we start doing other things. We get the,
Unless we can find a grant to do it.
unless we could find a grant or something to do it, but that's, yeah.
Pete, would that be pretty, easy to do, ourselves with moving that, cause that sewer lateral is right around here. Just move, like trench over and put the pipe over to there, or,
I got a backhoe, I can dig it.
1/4 inch and 10 foot, right?
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
So,
so we could do some of that work ourselves,
Yeah.
right?
well, I'll offer this. So I have a dozer, so if we need to do any just general grade work, we could come in there and scrape dirt off. We need to load it out and take the tractor, either town tractor or something, load it up and we can move it, But I'll be glad to help with that too. I'd like to see this move a little bit just so people can see we're doing something. That's just my
I
opinion,
agree, yes.
Yeah, Pete and I marked that, lateral with just a PVC pipe
Sure.
sticking out of the ground, so we can just dig down, connect it like we need to, and move it over, and then, like what you're saying, have it marked in a new spot, but then
But
smooth
that's,
out the rest of
and
that
that's
stuff.
where Banning needs to come in and give us some elevations, and I can get a transit, and we can shoot it. I can get one from Grant, he'll loan us one, he's got one.
Yeah,
You got one too? Okay, so we can shoot the grades on it and mark everything, and then if we need to do some initial, I'll be glad to help you do whatever you need to do.
The biggest thing is you're gonna have it surveyed.
Well, that will be the one.
first step,
Banning-
correct?
Banning would have, whoever we hire to do this work, which
Yeah.
assuming we would,
Use Banning,
work with Banning on it, but, they would do the formal survey,
yeah, right.
of it, making sure with the, legal boundaries and, property lines are versus and the grades and
Sure,
elevations.
and they
all
could
that
shoot
stuff.
some grades for us and
Right.
tell us where we need to be.
But are we at least trying to initially do the concrete pad under the restroom structure, even if we have to wait for the asphalt for the remainder?
I think that is a starting point, yes. I think the gravel lot asphalt is, if it's gravel there for a while, that's one thing, yeah. Yeah, I think the restroom would be something we could set, if we can fund it, we could
Yeah.
set that earlier than later. Yeah.
Gravel's gonna cost you.
I mean, if
Huh?
we can find
Gravel's gonna cost.
Oh, I know, the
we
gravel's
can
gonna
find
be,
a shipping container bathroom like that for $7,000-8,000, that'd be
oh, that'd be sweet.
super nice.
Yeah, just we could set that on there.
Do the outside of it and do all the.
Yeah, you just have to build you would just have to build a, you would have to build a block building or something, you know, on the back. I would assume block would probably be the best.
To
Little
cover that
room
little pipe.
to put a water heater in for hot water if you're
Oh.
gonna have it. But also,
Oh, it doesn't have hot water in it?
it's plumbed. It doesn't have the heater.
Oh, I see what you're saying, okay.
So you'd have to have a utility room that you would build on the back side of that with block, which wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Are those point of use water heaters?
That would work for
efficient or
that.
not? Or they-
That would
Yeah.
work for
are
that.
they-
But see, the way this is plumbed is it has the taps right, like if this is the back face, the back wall on the outside, it's the sewer drops here and the water's right there. Hot, cold, ready just for you to connect. And then put an elbow, go to your sewer drop. So you'd have to build,
Something to protect it from the elements.
right, and you'd have to have something for your water control, right? You know, a valve or something, you'd have to come up out of the ground valve, boom, you got your water. You can run just cold water in there.
So those were probably designed for a job site or something. They
Yes,
come up
they're-
next to a building and drop them for exterior use for construction workers or something
Correct.
like that. But still, I think it might fit.
It'd be the cheaper way to go
Those units aren't too far away, are they?
in Brownsburg.
That's what I thought. Worst case scenario is we could drive up and look at them. Look at what they
With this
sold.
flatbed truck?
Well, we
No,
could,
yeah, whatever.
with this flatbed truck.
I didn't mean that.
You're fine. We can take my truck. It's uncomfortable, but we can take
But
it.
we could go look at one to give us a better idea. That might be something that, but they're just up at Porter's, so.
They're around the corner, but yeah.
Well, but they're close, yeah.
Okay, so that's just my thought is, moving forward, we're happy with this design and we have kind of some ideas on how we can, you know, start facilitating at least some minimal progress with this lot, before even
Right.
spending any money for things other than just our own work. All right. So we'll add that to the agenda on Thursday. Or you could make the chair of the planning commission go present the idea if you want.
Yeah, do that.
Thursday, I will not be able to be there. I have another meeting I have to be at that I can't.
It's back on you.
And I will also say that in May, Rob has to run the show.
Yeah, because
That
he's
week
gonna
of
be
May.
gone that week of May. I'll have to run the show that week.
Okay. All right.
Somebody got a trip to Hawaii.
Oh,
Can't help it. I didn't hit the lottery, but I mean,
I might as well.
yeah. If I hit that, I wouldn't be sitting here. 500 million.
Yeah.
When was that meeting again with the planning? company?
Three on Thursday.
This Thursday?
Yeah.
At what time?
3,
Three?
right here.
Okay.
I'm assuming right here. Yeah. All right. Anybody else got anything? Well, I tell you what, we got a lot done tonight in a little bit of time. I'm tickled. If we don't have anything else, I'll adjourn the meeting, and we'll see you next month.
Turn the cameras off.
Yeah.